dude, what Musk and Trump are doing is the greatest thing that's ever happened in this country since it was founded 250 years ago. And anybody that argues against it does not understand what's actually happening. Okay, you can hate Trump all you want. You can hate Elon all you want. But at the end of the day, the result of this should be, if they follow through, which is yet to be determined because we're still paying taxes. Okay, we're still, all of this is still happening. So I'm not counting on any of it going away. But if it does, it's going to benefit everybody. It is not freedom to own your house and still have to pay property tax to keep it. That's not free, okay? It's not free to work most of your time for the government. That's not free. That's called slavery. It's just looks a little different than what you think of slavery when you think of it, which is probably why they propagate the slavery so hard.
Focus on that.
Because they don't want us to realize that nothing has changed. What is up, guys? It's Andy Frisella, and this is the show for the realists. Say goodbye to the lies, the fakeness, and delusions of modern society, and welcome to reality, guys. Today, we have Andy and DJ Cruise the Internet. That's what we're going to do. That's what CTI stands for, Cruise the Internet. Let's just get into it, dude. Don't forget to pay the fee. We don't run ads on the show. If the show makes you think, if it makes you laugh, gives you new perspective, if it helps you learn some stuff, help us grow the show by sharing it, all right? Don't be a hoe.
Share the show.
All right. What's up?
What's going on, Uncle Andy?
Oh, not much. What?
You're definitely like Unc status.
No.
No? That's a good thing. Unc status is a good thing.
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
What's your status?
Big bro.
Big bro?
Yeah.
I wasn't saying to me. I was just saying like in general. Like Unc
I'm
status
just saying
is a good
in general,
thing.
too.
Yeah.
Unc sounds old.
No, bro. Everybody got that one like cool ass uncle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah?
Yeah. You know?
Whatever, man. What's going on in the world? We got some shit going on?
Dude, we got some stuff.
What's up with you?
Got nothing much, man. You know, just, doing the thing. Nephew.
All right.
I got something new for you guys. Got a brand new segment.
Yep.
We got a brand new segment sponsored by Peasant Water.
Okay, Pizzante.
Pizzante right here. Got the best shit. Brand new segment coming to you guys right now. This segment's called Inspired by Kamala.
Oh, man. All right. Well,
I brought up the thing about Uncle because Kamala was described as a drunk auntie this past weekend. Kamala Harris mocked as drunk auntie for nonsensical word salad speech to cast of A Wonderful World, the Louis Armstrong musical. Inspired by Kamala. Let's check this out.
For those rights to be maintained, which means we have to be vigilant, and it's just the nature of it. I mean, look at this beautiful play and everything that we know he was suppressed. He had to suppress so much, but he knew, and he took those risks. But we have to be clear-eyed, and it doesn't mean we don't see the beauty in everything, right? These things all coexist. But I believe we fight for something, not against something. Right. And that's our optimism, right?
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. With that, I'll make.
oh, man.
I'm so inspired.
Me too. Fighting for the rights. What rights are you fighting for that you do not have? I would like to hear those.
We're fighting for the wrongs of the rights, Andy.
I'd also like to hear what it was that you did or drank before you started speaking, because I potentially may want some.
What do you think is like her go-to? Because listen, I think everybody thinks that she's drinking like some high shelf, top dollar stuff. She's giving some.
Nah,
serious...
she's from the streets, bro. Yeah, she's drinking street shit.
MD 2020.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Mad
Dog.
Mad Dog. She got that Mad Dog in.
Yeah. So it's cocaine too. That's a cocaine person. You could tell from looking at her that she's on coke right now.
It's the jaw.
Yeah. And on top of this, you really couldn't understand a word she fucking said, like at all. And I love how they continue to say these things like we're fighting for our rights. What rights? The right for you and all your friends to steal all our money and funnel it to yourself? Is that the rights that you're fighting for? Because those are the only rights that you seem to be upset about, that anybody,
You're gonna be losing.
Yeah. Like, you let all these people in on the border intentionally. You screwed up our economics intentionally. You propagated us intentionally with our own money. Okay? There's nothing that you have done or want to do that is in the interest of us at all. And it doesn't matter who you are or where you come from or if you voted for her or didn't vote for her. These people, her group, they exist for themselves. And if that's not apparent at this point in time, you need to go down to the fucking bicycle store and get the best helmet that they have, and you need to wear that 24 hours a day because you are that fucking stupid. Okay? Real talk. How can anyone buy this anymore, bro? Who's buying this? The only way people could buy this is if they just hate Trump, right? It's the same thing we talked about last week, bro. You're either making money, you're getting paid, you're on the titty.
You're in the end.
Yeah. Or you're not.
Yep.
And this is a battle between people who feel that it is their right to steal our money and oppress our citizens and create financial hardship and division for our country in order for them to benefit, and everybody else. And I hate to say it, Kamala, but everybody else has figured it out for the most part. And you guys ain't coming back. We're not going to let you. It's not going to happen, dude.
You know, there's talks about her going for governor of
Yeah,
California.
well, I mean,
26.
you know, if they're able to cheat the election like they have in California, what I believe for the last 20 years, you know, she'll probably get it. But I think Californians are waking up to what's been going on. I mean, isn't it a fair assumption to assume that states like New York and states like California and states like Washington and Oregon, who haven't had Republicans in their office for years and years and years, and they happen to be the most progressive and most communist style states of government, isn't it fair to assume that the fraud and the cheating when it comes to election is further progressed in those states than it is in other states? I mean, that's how I see it. I don't know how y'all see it, but
and they're also the same places that nothing's better.
Bro,
Nothing.
listen,
The streets, the schools, the fucking.
I will say this. My friends in California are a little slow in terms of adapting to what reality and common sense has been. And not because they're slow, because they're stupid, but they have a different worldview. You know, a lot of these people are worried about other things more than they are that. And they have this ideological view of the world, which is like, yeah, look, man, I don't care what anybody else does, you know, and bro, that's how I feel too. I don't care what anybody else does. But when they start stealing our shit and they start making our neighborhoods look like shit, and your guys' streets got syringes and shit and piss and litter everywhere, eventually even those people who are like, dude, I don't care. Now they're looking around being like, this is bullshit. Right. And so I don't even hear from people in California or New York that are even with this anymore. I don't think they're with it.
No.
And so, you know, and it's what's interesting.
You mean the ones that didn't leave yet, that are still there? Because most people that have left.
Listen,
California.
most of the people who, okay, I'll put it to you this way. In 2017, these people were telling me that I was a fucking redneck hick dumbass for being behind Trump. Okay. Now these same people are saying, fuck, dude, I don't know. I don't know how I fell for that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad common sense is coming back. I actually like this dude. I'm tired of this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's people I know personally. And if that's the tide that is changing, you know, politics has to adjust. And we're not seeing these political figures adjust their tactics at all. They still think they're going to beat this race drum and they're going to beat this socioeconomic inequality drum. The reason there's socioeconomic inequality is because these people have created it intentionally. All right. Over the course of the last 50, 60 years, especially with the black communities. Okay, so let's be real. They create the problem, just like we've said a million times. They come in and promise the solution, they get funding for the solution, and then they steal the money and they make your problem worse intentionally so they can come back in and say, hey, vote for me. The white guy fucked it up for us. The Republicans fucked it up for us. They hate you. I'm fighting for you. And then they go back and they get the funding and they put it in their own pocket and they say, fuck you to the people that they promise these solutions to. So
it's the same problems they've been trying to solve for the last 40 years.
So their tactics aren't working anymore.
No.
You know, and now they're saying, oh, Elon's a threat to democracy and these people are fascists. Well, dude, I don't know if you understand what fascism really means, but shrinking the size of the government and calling for transparency and removal of financial waste and theft and embezzlement from its citizens, that is the opposite of fascism.
It's the complete opposite.
Yes. So, dude, we just have a bunch of mindless who, don't know any different. They repeat talking points. They probably don't pay into the kitty at all. They don't pay tax. So, of course they want these people to win because it promises them free stuff that they never actually get. And the funny thing is these people who vote and cry and feel entitled to the free shit, these people's lives get exponentially worse under these situations because the people who actually do take care of the communities, which is typically capitalists, small to medium to large business owners who are in your city, taking care of special causes, doing all these things, giving their own money. These people don't have the money to give under their people.
Under their rule. It's a full cycle.
So it makes them, look, man, here's the deal. You want to fix this shit forever? People who pay tax get to vote. People who don't pay tax don't get to vote. How is that unreasonable? How is it unreasonable to say, if you pay in, then you get a vote to say what direction we get to go? If you don't pay in, tough shit.
Right. Start paying in.
Yeah, it's like, bro, it would be like if you and me were roommates. All of us were roommates. The six of us in here. Okay, we're roommates. And we take two dudes off the street. Okay, because we're nice guys. They're our two buddies, but they don't have a job and they don't pay rent, but we look out for them because they're our buddies. And then those people come in and start throwing a fit about what we do with the house. They don't like the furniture we have. They want new furniture and they demand new furniture even though they're not going to pay for it, right? They want to stay up all night and do drugs while we all got to sleep and get ready for the next day. But they demand that they're like, we're taking orders and listening to people who do not contribute at all to anything in this country. So why do we allow those people to vote? I don't care if you're 15. I don't care if you're 100 years old. If you have a job and you've paid taxes, you can vote. If you are retired and you pay taxes, let's say at a minimum, let's say for the older people that, what about the old people that pay tax their whole life? Okay, well, if you paid tax for 30 years, then you get to vote.
See, I can even push it back on that one, though. Because my thing is, listen, I love my old people. They're cool. But, let's be real. The decisions that you're voting on will not affect you. You won't be here much longer.
There's a discussion to be had there. Okay? But my point is,
just saying,
look, I'm not going to say you're wrong. I just think that if someone has worked their whole lives and contributed their entire lives into the system, then there has to be some sort of reward for that.
Have a council of old people.
But these people who don't pay in at all, regardless, on the low side of, under 50 years old, they should have no say at all.
I'm with it, bro.
Yeah.
I'm with it, man. Inspired by Kamala, guys. Let us know what you guys think down in the chatterary.
Bro, think of this think of that being the best you had.
Kamala?
Yeah. Best you have. What's that say about your ideologies if that's the best representation of what they are?
It's the best you got, man.
Yeah.
Man, that'd be sad. But dude, let's get into some cruising.
All right.
Let's start some cruising, guys. If you want to see any of these pictures, articles, links, videos, go to andyfrisella.com. You guys can find them all linked there. And so with that being said, let's get into our first few headlines. Headline number one. This was a big deal. We actually alluded to this on yesterday's Q&A.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Watch. Canadians boo U.S. anthem. Then Team USA wins the game and the fights. Bro, this was great. It really was great. It was great. Let's dive into this a little bit. Have you ever watched a fight and had a hockey game breakout? Well, if you watched Team USA's 3-1 defeat of Canada last night of the Four Nations face-off, you just saw that. The highly anticipated game between North American neighbors and hockey rivals began with 3 fights in the first 9 seconds of regulation time. But first, before a single glove was dropped, the Canadian crowd at the Bell Center in Montreal did what they have done multiple times at NHL games in recent weeks. They booed the Star-Spangled Banner. Let's check this out.
We're gonna drop the gloves right away.
Gloves came off, baby.
Yep. Sam Bennett.
There's like 3 of them.
What a tilt. What Miller.
Down goes
and
Frazier.
Miller dropped the gloves and Perico's going to answer. And Perico, the way, speeds Eichel into the zone, flipping it through, scores!
3 unanswered.
Game tied as Team USA has answered. And away goes Larkin, it's a 2-on-1, Larkin scores! Dylan Larkin, and Team USA has the lead. Get down the ice, Larkin with the open net, across to Gensel, scores!
Let's fuck it off.
Hey, winners win, man. We're back.
We winning on all fronts.
Yeah, we might have to play them again, though. I think at the championship. I think if they win tonight, there's some circumstances where we could have a rematch there.
Again.
I actually hope we do,
Hey.
and I hope we win so that all this shit talking doesn't have. We don't have to eat it.
Put the state on the line. 51st state on the line. If we win that championship, and we have to play them, we get Canada.
Listen,
free and clear.
All I'm saying is, why wouldn't they want to be a part of this anyway?
I don't know.
Like the only reason Canada, the only reason that Canada isn't already China is because they're next to us. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact,
bro.
Let's
be real.
Yeah, I mean, even the White House, obviously, bro. There's some. It's nice that like the social media accounts for the White House, they're lit.
Yeah,
they're lit. They're all on it. They posted this with a highlight reel saying, "Won't you fly high, free bird? Yeah, American flag emoji, eagle emoji, 4 nations." They've been rolling, man. Dude, it feels good.
It does feel good.
It feels good.
Look, these kind of things can unite Americans. You know what I mean? This is the kind of shit
culture,
that we need.
Bro.
Yeah. And, if someone boos the anthem, they should get their ass beat.
Mm-hmm.
Just like if someone burns the flag or stomps on the flag or does any of this shit that's been happening for the last since Obama got elected the first time, any of this shit that's been allowed needs to stop being allowed. Like, bro, you see people burning the flag, you should beat their fucking face in. Mm-hmm. That's the reality of it, dude. And, people say, well, that's freedom of speech. Okay, well, I'm expressing my freedom of speech, and I disapprove.
I'm with it, man. I'm with it. But on the same train, we went from beating Canada at its own. Didn't Canada invent hockey? Like, isn't that their sport?
I mean, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly,
they're not that good at
it. Bro, all my Canadian buddies are gonna be like, "Fuck you, man."
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. That's fine. Listen, I love maple syrup. It's fine.
It's all right.
Some good stuff. But from the Icy Hawk ice rink to the beautiful paved track at Daytona, Trump took there next. Trump's adorable granddaughter Carolina catches a ride with Grandpa in presidential limo at Daytona 500. That was pretty fucking sick. The crowd went wild there as well. They took a lap in the Beast. Check this out. Yeah, I mean,
you know what songs that's? You know what movie that's songs
Top Gun?
from?
Isn't that Top Gun? No.
Days of Thunder.
Days of Thunder. Huh.
Which you still haven't seen.
I haven't seen that. No. Well, you haven't invited me over for a movie party.
Days of Thunder is a requirement to like be a man. You can't even be a grown man if you haven't seen Days of Thunder.
Let's poll the room. Syed, have you seen it? Okay, Joe. All right, I know Joe has seen it because he's over 40. Madot.
Oh, well, you guys are a bunch of fucking pussy bitches. See, Joe, this is our fucking problem over here, dude. You know what I'm saying? This is our problem.
Joe, have you seen it? You've seen it.
Yeah.
Joe, you've seen it, Joe? Okay, he's seen it.
Everybody who's a man has seen it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You guys are a bunch of little boys with no hair on your balls.
Alex likes it that way.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Yeah, but you never had it.
I tried to save it there. Sorry, babe. But yeah, let's get down to some real business because a lot of other stuff has been coming out. Daytona was fucking awesome.
How the
cool.
fuck have you not seen Days of Thunder? Like how?
I'll come over tonight. We'll watch it tonight. I'll bring my snuggie.
Any of you listening,
we'll come over.
If you haven't seen Days of Thunder, you're a fucking bitch. And you need to fix that.
Is that like that should be like should be taught in school, right? Like
it'd be better than what they're teaching them now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
be badass race car driver or cut off your own dick.
Oh, is that what it's a wait,
bro? It's about NASCAR. It's one of the coolest fucking movies ever.
Well, you're telling a black dude that like he's not a man if he hasn't seen a NASCAR movie. Like, come on, Andy, that's a little low. That's a little low. I mean, that's a reach for me.
Why? Was NASCAR racist?
No, I mean, but like, listen, they got Bubba Wallace, and nobody likes him. Like, we're not in that. Like, yeah, right. Like, I'm.
Y'all don't have dads teach you how to race cars?
We could steal them. We could steal them. All right, we taught ourselves that. All right,
bro. Apparently, you f***ers like NASCAR because, bro, y'all like the track hawks and like the Hellcats. Like that's pretty close to a NASCAR.
The Scat Packs.
Yeah, I think we're missing the target market here. I think we need to make Black Days of Thunder. You know what I'm saying? For real, dude.
We could film it here in St. Louis.
But it could be like a combination of Fast and the Furious and NASCAR.
Oh,
it'd be like Hellcat on the street. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What would we call it?
Stolen.
Instead of Gone in 60 Seconds, it was never here. Oh man!
All right, if you're still watching,
yeah. Hey, listen. Is it do? All right. Do black people have a preference for Hellcats?
Yes. Yeah, actually, the day the Dodge Charger was announced, that's actually it's like in the Black History book of like teachings. It was a very important day for the black people. The day the Dodge Charger was invented.
They just announced that they're going back to the gas chargers. So like they have 1 or 2 years of this stupid ass electric shit that nobody wanted, and they're going back to the V8s and all the big shit.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah. Another important day in
historic. It is Black History Month, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yep. Let's get to some business.
Black NASCAR, bro.
Not your car. That's what we're gonna call it. All right, man. Let's get to some business, man. We gotta talk about what's happening out here. Elon Musk's Doge team uncovers $21 million in taxpayer money. It funded grant allocated to voter turnout in India, with India's ruling party responding. India enters the chat again. Migas. What's up, my Migas? Let's dive into this a little bit. So the Doge, Department of Government Efficiency, that's spearheaded by entrepreneur and billionaire Elon Musk, has actually axed, okay, here we go, has axed.
Does it say that?
Yep, has axed a controversial, see, the Gateway Pundit's looking out for me. Now, a controversial $21 million taxpayer-funded grant.
What'd they ask him?
No, they axed it.
Oh.
Wait, did they actually ask? has asked a controversial.
Has axed a controversial 21. What they asked the controversial
No, they
21
like cut it out. They cut it out.
Got it.
Cut it out.
I was just confused.
Yeah.
Because to you, it's the same thing.
I thought they were asking the question to the grant itself. You know,
That's what I thought.
But yeah, no, it was a grant that we paid for that went to India, quote unquote, for voter turnout in India. The allocation was merely a fragment of a staggering $486 million budget under the Consortium for Elections and Political Process Strengthening initiative, which was approved during the Biden regime. So $500,000 went to this.
$500 million.
$500 million went to this initiative. And yeah, Trump called it out. Now,
why would we be funding the outcomes of elections in any other country?
Anytime we would mention, strengthening the election process here.
No, I don't want to hear it.
Voter turnout here.
Yeah.
It was racist.
Mm-hmm.
It was racist to do that here in this country.
Oh, yeah.
Right, to strengthen our election system, right? I mean, and that was just a small list. Doja's been putting out a bunch of $10 million for Mozambique voluntary medical male circumcision. Okay, $9.7 million for UC Berkeley to develop a cohort of Cambodian youth with enterprise-driven skills, whatever the fuck that means. We got $40 million for Gender Equality and Women Empowerment Hub, $14 million for improving public procurement in Serbia. A lot of stuff there. Now, like I said, India enters the chat. This is Amit.
How much do you think of any of that stuff?
Actually went there?
Let's just, 29 million is strengthening political landscape in Bangladesh. 20 million for fiscal federalism in Nepal. Another 20 million for biodiversity conversation in Nepal. How many of you actually believe that any of these things exist at all? These are just labels that these people came up with to fund quote unquote causes that don't even exist so they could steal the money. And that list is 15, 20 items. This list is thousands of items long.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, when it all is said and done.
And you look at the NGOs, right, that are, pushing these things and overseeing that process, and you look at who owns those NGOs. You know what I'm saying? Like, just trace it back. It's a very simple thing. It's not even like a very complex system here. It's not. It's very simple. But India
none of this shit is public. That's the problem.
Yeah.
None of these all get buried in a 4,000-page bill that they expect people to read in 12 hours.
Yep.
And then they call it like,
infrastructure bill.
Consortium for Elections and Political Process Strengthening. Well, whatever they call it, it's likely the opposite anyway.
Right. No shit.
But fuck, dude. Treason.
It's crazy, man. But enters the chat is India. We got Amit Malviya. That's right. Oh, look, not that bad. Okay. Now he is in charge. Amit's in charge of BJP's National Information and Technology Department. So that's India's. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's like their leading party right now, and they're pretty conservative.
Okay,
am I right? Okay, I did my research here. This computer's hard to learn. But enters the chat Amit. He says he responds to it. He says, pointing back to the $486 million to this consortium for elections and political process strengthening, including the $22 million for inclusive and participatory political process in Moldova, and $21 million for voter turnout in India. He says $21 million for voter turnout. Question. This definitely is external interference in India's electoral process. Who gains from this? Not the ruling party for sure. Now, again, BJP, that's like their leading party. It's the Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP. I'm sure I destroyed that. Sorry, Syed. But he also went on. Now, this is where it gets real spicy, Andy. He went on and he starts naming some names. In a follow-up tweet, Amit says, once again, it is George Soros, a known associate of the Congress Party and the Gandhis. whose shadow looms over our electoral process. In 2012, under the leadership of S.Y. Quiriashi, the Election Commission signed a MOU with the International Foundation for Electoral Systems, an organization linked to George Soros's Open Society Foundation, which is primarily funded by USAID. Ironically, those questioning the transparent and inclusive process of appointing India's election commissioner, first in our democracy, which previously the Prime Minister alone made the decision, had no hesitation in handing over the entire Election Commission of India to foreign operators. It is becoming increasingly evident that the Congress-led UPA systematically enabled the infiltration of India's institutions by forces opposed to the nation's interests, those who seek to weaken India at every opportunity. Now, Andy, to your point, we talked about this. It's not just the United States that they're trying to weaken and trying to demoralize and bring down. They have to equal everybody. And every time we trace it back, it's the same exact people.
Yeah, look, it's very clear that there are certain parties inside of our government that have decided that it is okay to steal our tax dollars, not disclose where they go, send them to NGOs, and topple and destroy other cultures around the world for the sake of globalism. Okay, that's what this is. That's why the mass migration is funded. And it's communist shit. They call it globalism, but it's communist shit. And they're looking to take every country that is not aligned with their values and what they're trying to do, topple that regime, and bring in a new regime that aligns with globalism 100%. That's what they've been doing for the last 20 years. Mm-hmm. Okay. And you and I and all of our friends and, the people that, just lost their house or got evicted, we all paid for the shit. Okay. So think about that.
Yeah. Well, it gets better or worse, however you wanted to.
Dude, that should piss people off beyond measure.
Yeah.
The amount of fury and anger that people should feel for what's been happening in this country pretty much their entire adult lives in regards to their hard work being the foundation of all of this nefarious shit, and then our tax dollars being stolen and then used to propagate us with social engineering. Like, this is insane shit.
Yep. This
is insane shit.
While we're struggling to put, groceries in our carts and gas in our cars. Yeah, let's quote unquote send some money to Mozambique for fucking circumcisions. Makes sense. Makes perfect sense, man. And if it couldn't get any worse, there's more from Doge. Elon Musk's Doge team uncovers over 25 million people ages 100 plus in Social Security database, some older than the Constitution. So this was a jaw-dropping thing that came out. Elon Musk tweeted this out. He says, according to the Social Security database, these are the numbers of people in each age bracket with the death field set to false, meaning these are all the people that are in the database that are supposed to be alive right now that are receiving or eligible to receive Social Security benefits. Maybe Twilight is real and there are a lot of vampires.
So what they're saying,
Social Security.
Okay, you got the data?
Oh, yep.
So what they're saying here is these are people who are deceased in those age range, getting deceased or duplicate numbers.
Correct.
Getting paid out Social Security.
Mm-hmm.
So how does a person who's 0 to 9 get paid out of Social Security? How's that work?
I mean, yeah, I couldn't tell you. I want to know who the fuck this is. Who the fuck is
369 years old? Yeah.
Here's a better question. The Social Security Administration, there's thousands of employees that work there. They see these data every single day. How is it possible that you don't, they look at these numbers, you look at spreadsheets all the time. How do you not see something like 360 and you see a 1 in that category?
Well, yeah.
And not say, that's interesting.
Yeah, well, in every organization, there's certain data that is kept from other areas of the organization for reasons of, lots of reasons. So I'm assuming that what has probably happened here is that, the data has been spread around so much. And I'm sure that all of this money, what you're going to find is the money that comes from this sheet here. First of all, there's going to be way more of it that this is probably just the beginning of what they found. But I think what you're going to find is, all of these people and all of this money, while this may be the true data that they know right now, on the books of Social Security, they have this like labeled as other things that don't raise alarms. You know what I mean? Like there's all kinds of ways that people steal money inside an organization, and duplicate vendors is an easy way, right? That's what a lot of people that get arrested for fraud or embezzlement from a company, the way they do it is, you have Steve Smith, who is like Steve Signs, right? Steve's Signs, and you pay them $1 million a year, right? But then in a big organization that may not notice $1 million missing, they have $1 million going to Steve Sign. Okay, so there's one letter difference, right? And this, you're fucking, whoever's doing it went up and set a bank account and they embezzled them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
So like, there's all these different ways, and I'm sure the government had. First of all, there's zero accountability even if they get caught. So what difference does it make? But I'm sure the people that have been doing this have their ways of hiding it. And I would bet that when it's all said and done, we're going to find out that this $40 trillion or whatever it is the United States owes is almost all due to these people embezzling the money over years and years and years. And that needs to be wiped off of our plate.
That's not our responsibility.
It is. No, it's not.
Right.
And our tax system, we need to never pay tax ever again. The people who have been paying tax since, this has been going on, which is pretty much everybody. And we need to get a fucking refund for what it is that we paid, because dude, it was just straight up stolen and nobody said anything. Nobody did anything. Nobody, knew about it. To your point, that's bullshit. People did know.
Somebody had to know.
Yeah, but they were too cowardly to come say anything because they were afraid to get killed over it.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot here, dude.
Well, here's the other big anomaly, too, that came up with this that was also pointed out. Elon's been, you talk about transparency, right? Like this is Doge, and I found this out. Doge is not like this new thing that President Trump did. He's actually using a precedent that Obama set up back in 2008 that is giving them the same exact rights and powers and oversight that the Obama panel had. Okay, it's the same exact thing. He just renamed it, called it Doge, right? But you talk about transparency, right? Which is something that we've always been big advocates of. Like, we need to see this shit. Like, I don't care if it makes me mad, happy, pissed off. Show the truth, right? And that's what Elon's been doing. And, a lot of this has been done on Twitter, very publicly. There's websites now that Doge has. They're actually creating accounts for every single department and agency that they're going into and auditing. They're creating an actual thread just for, like, an account just for that department. And with that allows the scrutiny of the public, right? And now the public are able to see these numbers and ask questions and kind of engage with them back and forth. And one of the anomalies that came up with this is that when you add up all of these numbers, we are on this list, right? We're included in these numbers. Everybody in this room listening to the show is included in these numbers. And when you add all of these up, that totals 394 million people. 394 million people. What's the population of America, though? They tell us it's 334 million. So what's the discrepancy here? Well, Elon Musk responded. He says, yes, there are far more quote-unquote eligible Social Security numbers than there are citizens in the United States. This might be the biggest fraud in history.
Yeah, 100% it is. Dude, they barely dug into it. They barely have dug into it.
They've been in there for a couple of days.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just getting going. Just getting going. Now, Elon's been getting attacked. Trump's been getting attacked over this, Doge stuff, and everybody's into it. And because now he's going into the IRS, and they're starting to go through that and what we're going to find in there, right? It's like we're turning over all these fucking stones. You got cockroaches running everywhere, but we need to see it, right? And he's getting all of this attack, and now with the IRS stuff, because he's going to have access to databases and names and bank accounts. And I mean, the real where's the money going is going to be shown through the IRS audit. And they've been talking to him. So he's had to clap back. And this was one of his latest tweets he put out. Quote, bruh, if I wanted to rummage through random personal shit, I could have done that at PayPal. Hello. Having tens of millions of people marked in Social Security as alive when they are definitely dead is a huge problem. Obviously, some of these people would have been alive before America existed as a country. Think about that for a second. And he's right. I mean, shit, PayPal has a lot of fucking users. I mean, a lot. I'm sure it's close to 1 billion, if not over. If he really wanted to do some dubious shit, he could have did that, right?
Of course.
Like, it's a terrible fucking argument from the left. But again, they don't want to be caught. And why don't they want to be caught and exposed? Well, it's stuff like this. This judge, Jack McConnell, who tried to halt the president's temporary spending freeze. Yeah, well, guess what? He received over $100 million in government funding for his NGO that he's been the board and chair of for a very, very long time. And this was exposed by America First Legal. The federal judge, McConnell, must recuse himself immediately. AFL has uncovered a major potential conflict of interest for Judge John McConnell, chief judge of the Federal District Court of Rhode Island, who halted President Trump's temporary spending freeze. He sits on an NGO as the board of director, and that organization has raked in literally over $100 million from USAID. And that's what he was trying to stop. But again,
I wonder how much that NGO pays him in salary.
Well, that's what the IRS is important to find out and see what's going on there.
No, they won't look at people like that. They look at people who sent their fucking grandma $750 instead of $600 on their fucking PayPal.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Now,
bro, think of people I heard. God, dude, it's so frustrating. People are trying to survive. They are struggling to get food, okay? There are single moms with 2 or 3 kids that can't pay their fucking shit. And these people are fleecing us for billions and probably trillions of dollars and saying, fucking figure it out. We're in a land of opportunity.
The opportunity for
And by the way, whatever opportunity you go out and seize, we're going to take half of that because we deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, fuck all these people.
Yeah.
We need a true revival of what America is supposed to be. This ain't it.
Mm-mm.
We're fucking slaves. And people that argue that don't get it because they probably don't work or pay tax. You know, you can't,
they're in on the tape.
Yeah, dude, you can't send people $1,000. You know, like, and then they'll come back and say, well, where did this come from? Oh, well, you owe us that part of it. Or guess what? We're going to fucking put a lien on your shit.
Yep, straight to jail.
Dude, that is insane. That is insane. The amount of bullying and terrorizing the American government has done to the tax-paying citizens, the people who fund this country, is insane. It's literal emotional terrorism. Bro, I know multiple people who have killed themselves in business because they made a mistake or they miscalculated and they ended up owing the IRS millions of dollars they didn't have to pay, and they fucking blew their brains out. And these people don't have any accountability for stealing trillions of dollars from the American people while everybody else out here is struggling to put gas in their fucking car. It's insane, dude.
Well, I mean, not to be morbid here, but like, you know, yeah, guess what? When your buddy dies, they're gonna tax him for dying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they're gonna get
60%.
Bro, it's crazy, man. It's fucking
dude,
crazy.
People don't understand this. Okay, so you work your whole life. You get taxed at a minimum 50% all in. All right? Your income tax plus all the other tax, property tax, tax to buy shit, tax to sell shit, gas tax, everything. At least 50%. Okay, for most Americans that work and pay taxes. For people that make more money, it's actually a lot more than that. All right, that's reality. That's what it is. Now, you work your whole life, and how hard is it, all of us know, to accumulate cash in this system because of how much we have to give them, all right? Now, at the end of your life, after 60 fucking years of working your balls off, okay, you've accumulated some shit. You have a house that maybe you paid off. Maybe you have some property, and you have some things that you would like to leave to your family. And let's say it's worth $1 million. Let's say it's worth $10 million. Okay, you've accumulated $10 million worth of net worth, which is it. because of the oppressive system,
That's impossible.
it's almost impossible for people,
Yeah.
and it should be very possible. It should be very, very possible. And it would be if they weren't having to pay all that money to them. But let's just say, for argument's sake, let's say it's $1 million. Okay, you got to $1 million and you have 2 kids, and you're thinking, all right, I got $1 million and I can leave the 2 kids each $500,000 worth of stuff. And I did pretty good. That's a good start for them. That's not accurate, because the government comes in and takes $600,000 of that $1 million, and now you have $200,000 each for the children that, is left when you worked your whole life for that. Okay, so whatever you accumulate under the oppressive system, at the end of your life, they end up taking 60% anyway. Like, that's insane, dude. We are not free. That is not freedom. It is not freedom to own your house and still have to pay property tax to keep it. That's not free. Okay, it's not free to work most of your time for the fucking government. That's not free. That's called slavery. It's just looks a little different than what you think of slavery when you think of it, which is probably why they propagate the slavery so hard.
Focus on that.
Because they don't want us to realize that nothing has fucking changed.
Yeah, that's real, man. And it ain't just some of us no more. It's all of us.
Dude, real shit.
Real shit, man.
Real shit.
Real.
And dude, anybody who is saying, like, dude, what Musk and Trump are doing is the greatest fucking thing that's ever happened in this country since it was founded fucking 250 years ago. And anybody that argues against it does not understand what's actually happening. Okay, you can hate Trump all you want. You can hate Elon all you want. But at the end of the day, the result of this should be, if they follow through, which is yet to be determined because we're still paying taxes. Okay, all of this shit is still happening. So I'm not counting on any of it going away. But if it does, it's going to benefit everybody.
Yeah. See, my thing is, too, bro, I feel like there's enough. Because, I understand that, there's a process to this, right? And it is moving fast, but there's a process. You got to uncover the bullshit. Now what do we do about it? But I think that there is enough. Trump's been in literally less than a month, almost a month.
Yeah.
I think there's enough proof here that if I were president, hey, you know what? There's a lot of bullshit going here. We're going to take a temporary pause on all taxes until we figure out where the fuck the shit's going. Because obviously it's not going to where it's supposed to be going.
Well, you want to see people really freak out, these people who steal it.
Yeah.
You do that?
You cut that shit off.
Oh, fuck. Everybody will tell on themselves instantly.
Cut it off. Cut it off.
People that have been doing the right thing will be happy.
Yep.
And people that haven't been will be pissed.
Bro, imagine what that would do instantly for the American citizen.
Yeah. What if you had at a minimum 30 to 40% more money
right now?
I know.
That's what I'm like. I'm with, obviously there needs to be a complete.
I've been saying this forever, dude.
100%. I'm just saying we need to get to that point. But I think with all the shit that's come out so far, that's more than enough to say, okay, hey, we're going to pause this shit.
Okay. I'll give you an example. Now. You sent me a house last night that you want to buy.
Yeah.
The house was not cheap. Not a cheap house. Very nice house. And I said, what'd I say? I said, you can't afford it yet.
You ain't there yet.
You ain't there yet. If you were able to keep your money that's taxed, you would easily be able to go buy that house.
Easy. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. It's crazy. Now, with all of this going on, bro, I got one little more piece for you here.
You see what I'm saying, dude?
100%.
Like, it would change everybody's life. And yeah,
instantly.
And people will argue. They will say, well, if you spend money, if they have poor financial habits, then they will still, yes, of course. Sure. But that's still going to be products sold. That's still going to be driving capitalism. That's still going to be creating jobs. Okay? Like,
you can't fix stupid. Nobody's cool, but yeah. What about all the people that will move forward and will make the right decisions and will fucking, change their fucking lives and trajectory?
Yeah.
What about those people?
It's high IQ versus low IQ. High IQ people will take the break and they will create more and more and more wealth. Low IQ people will consume it, spend it, and it'll be gone tomorrow anyway. Yeah. Those people ain't paying tax anyway.
Exactly. Now, with all of this going on, I got one little last piece here, Andy, I want to bring up. Not sure if you saw this. But I think this is also going to be a massive fucking deal.
Listen, before we get on to this, you people that listen to this show and you people who believe in this, you have to demand this verbally. Like, you have to be out verbally saying, hey, we need no fucking tax ever again, and we need to get some sort of tax reparation for this. Like, this is bullshit. If the people demand it, and more people talk about it, they're going to have to do it. So you can't sit there and just like,
yeah, I agree with you.
This is the same thing with COVID.
Yep.
Like everybody agreed during COVID, but nobody wanted to say anything. Well, now you see how that would have worked.
Mm-hmm.
Had you said shit, it would have been different. This is the same. If you don't want to fucking pay tax ever again, if you want to get repaired for the money they've stolen, you got to demand it as a citizen.
100%.
I just want to say that.
100%, man. But yeah, I got one last little thing for you. I think this will be a really, really big deal. I want to get your take on it, okay? Because we've talked about it before, here and there about the importance of this specific thing, and we'll see if it happens. I'm not sure if you've seen this. Senator Rand Paul calls for first Fort Knox gold audit in 50 years. Taps Elon Musk's Doge for verification. FOIA requests show 7 out of the 13 previous audits reportedly missing don't even exist. Did you see this?
I mean, no, I didn't see it, but I mean,
the gold's not there.
There's no way.
It's not there.
First of all, they sold most of it. Okay. That's what people don't know. If you go and dig in the rabbit holes where all this conspiracy theory guys live, they sold it already.
Yeah. I think it is going to shake some shit. And it all started with a tweet.
They talk about that in a number of fucking documentaries, bro.
A number of it. But yeah, Zero Hedge, this guy on Twitter, he says, it would be great if Elon Musk could take a look inside Fort Knox just to make sure the 4,500 tons of U.S. gold is there. Last time anyone looked was 50 years ago in 1974. To which Elon Musk replied, surely it's reviewed at least every year, ? Rand Paul, he retweeted it. He said, nope, let's do it.
Yeah, well.
It's looking to me that strategically the shit is crumbling in the right way, how it's supposed to be crumbling for there to be the revival that's needed. That's how it appears to me, man.
Yeah, I listen, I don't disagree because it is step by step by step. Now they're
quick steps.
Well, why was USAID first? Well, USAID was first because that funded a lot of the what we want to call head of the snake activities, right? Mm-hmm. Like if it was funding Soros and it was funding these NGOs for the migration and it's funding these media stations all over the world that are pumping out this far left progressive fucking bullshit communist narrative.
Still.
Yes.
Still.
That's where they were trying to cut off of, okay? And if they can cut that, then they got to move on to other things. Deeper audits into everything. And then, eventually they need to prove that the financial system is completely fake.
Well, because it made Americans at least pose a question that, okay, well, but that's only 1%. Okay, if that's 1% and it's happening there, where else is it happening there?
Yeah, right.
And so they needed that justification to keep this shit moving, dude. It looks good, man. Stuff looks good, but we gotta keep up on this stuff to see where it goes, man. Guys.
I mean, bro, look, dude. If they weren't stealing all this tax dollars, we would absolutely, no doubt, have black NASCAR. We would have it.
Yeah.
We'd have it.
Be all the top.
You know what we need? That's the next
stealers.
thing we need to fucking attack. All this fucking divisive shit. I
think that shit's done though.
I'm saying dude, black people like to say black excellence.
Mm-hmm.
How about American excellence? You guys are Americans. We're Americans, fuck, dude. How about, instead of BET, those are divisive things. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
People, I guess, people don't realize that are part of those, but if you flip the script and did the same thing the other way around, the world would lose their motherfucking mind.
Right.
And I'm of the opinion, there's people of multiple opinions. There's people who believe, well, it's okay to be proud of your race and, say, those things. And that's fine. But that's only fine for everybody but white people.
Right.
Okay? Latino people get to be proud. Black people get to be proud. Everybody gets to be proud. Gay people get to be proud. I'm proud to be white.
Really
I'm a fucking racist. You know what I'm saying? That's bullshit. Okay, let's be real about that. And secondly, if we're going to be fucking like that, then we should all be under the label of one people, Americans. We should all be American citizens. Okay, and these divisive titles that we give everything, those things shouldn't even be legal, or they should be considered racist for what they are.
And low level IQ.
Yeah. I mean, dude, look, man, like, and it's interesting because, you know, I don't know. Like,
no, we gotta get past it. I mean, it's just like the NBA, bro. Like, I didn't know for a long time. NBA, like that, the Negro Basketball Association, like, come on.
You know, I was shocked by that.
2025. You know,
shut the fuck up, dude.
Well, you guys do have the WNBA.
Hey, you know, there we go. That was funny. That was a good one, bro. Did you see the fucking dude who won the dunk contest? White dude.
Yeah, bro. He got hops.
Mac McClung.
Now that's statistically, I know it's like it's a
3 in a row. He's only one of he's the only one that's ever won 3 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Nate Robinson won 3, but they weren't in a row.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, listen, there's outliers everywhere, Andy. You know how data works. You know what I'm saying? Guys, jump in on this conversation, man. Let us know what you guys think down in the comments. With that being said, Andy, let's go cruise some of these comments.
Okay.
You seem thrilled, man. It's good. It's a good day. This first comment comes from at the A479. The A479. He says, I'm 29 years old. Recently went on a vacation in Telluride, Colorado recently. Said recently twice there. He said, randomly sat down at a table and made friends with about 7 different people. I went undercover as liberal for the day, and we had a blast all day until the end of the night when I told them I voted Trump. They immediately left me.
That's so funny. Dude, you know, it only works that way one way.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
like Trump people don't fucking kick the liberal guy in the balls because they make fun of him.
Just make fun of you and you'll leave on your own.
Yeah.
You can't handle it, but
like, dude, it's just so weird.
It's sad.
It's weird.
Is Telluride nice? Have you been to Telluride?
I've not been there, but I know that it's nice because I've got some friends that have houses there and stuff. And
it's nice.
Yeah, super nice from what I hear. But what's interesting about that, for real, is like those people have failed to realize that the only reason that they believe the things that they believe is because the own government that they voted for has stolen their tax dollars and then turned around and used it to propagate them to believe these things that aren't even true. Mm-hmm. Like, that's insane to think about. And they're so sure of it because they heard it in grade school,
right,
and they heard it in high school, and then they heard it in college. Yep. And they got this nice piece of paper from college that says you are really smart, and they believe that they're smarter than everybody. And they don't even realize the scam that's been pulled on them, which is your money got stolen and then used to sell you shit in your brain, messaging, propaganda, ideas, untruths, okay? Misinformation, what you guys like to say, on your own dollar.
Dude.
And now you're misinformed. You're having problems coming to reality. And it's crazy to think about, dude. It's crazy.
Well, it's also crazy to think about too. Like the only fact, like the fact of like that we're arguing with, like we're also paying. Me and you are paying to argue with those same fucking people too.
Yeah,
that's exactly. Yeah. Now listen. You know me. I like to get in. I like to get in those comment wars. You know, I have no problem with it. But I mean, it's crazy to think that like this country is so divided, and we all pay for it.
Yeah. Yeah, we paid for the racial division. We paid for the economic division. We paid for the fucking riots. Like, dude, it's insane. All the bad shit. We pay for the crime.
We pay for it. Pay for it.
How do we pay for the crime, Andy? Well, they fund NGOs that are owned by people like Soros, who then turn around and donate to PACs of candidates that get supported on easy on crime bills or do not prosecute crime prosecuting attorneys like we had here in St. Louis. And then what happens? Oh, there's more crime. There's people getting killed. There's in California,
prosecute them.
In California, you know, there's a $999, theft limit where it's not a crime. That's why, because you paid for it, and then they turn the money around on you to create a shitty city.
Yeah. See, it's much deeper than you voted for.
I know.
We all pay for it.
I know.
That's crazy.
That should be a unifying factor amongst the people in the United States, is that we all paid for a lesser quality of life, a lesser standard of living, bad infrastructure, high crime. Like, we paid for that. That's insane, dude.
It's crazy, man. Guys, we got one more, another comment. This comes from at Jambro1776. What up, Mika?
What up?
Bro, that shit was hot.
Yeah.
People like that. I mean,
Oh, they did?
yeah, they liked it. They like the. I mean, listen, if India and I think India and America can come together. I know we've had our past differences, and
Yeah. Well, I mean, everybody likes Slurpees, right? We know Indians like women. They like the bobs, right? They like the vagine. They did. Do you? I mean, see, there's a lot of things in common here.
Migas and Magas get together.
Bobs and vagine.
We can make megas. Mm-hmm.
Mega bobs.
Mega bobs. Well, last comment comes from at Mikey O'Meala, Maine. I want to twerk by the wood chipper. Is that gonna be allowed? I'm pretty sure this is a dude, so I don't.
Oh, just kick him in. Yeah, sure. Go do it, man. Get real close.
2 steps to the left.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, all right, Mikey. Cool, guys. We do appreciate you.
Nice
man.
knowing you. And we don't put up with that shit around here no more. All right? You're going to dance like a motherfucking man. None of that ass shaking, twerking from you dudes. No more.
It's over.
Yeah.
Guys, we appreciate you for being real ass fans, man. Let's keep this cruise moving. We got headline number 2. Let's go to New York. A little update on the New York situation with Eric Adams. Adams' case and other Trump moves threaten to open corruption floodgates, experts say. Now, I love hypocrisy. I love pointing it out, the ironical nature of all of this beautiful stuff. Let's dive into this because
Ironical.
Ironical, yeah.
Is that a word?
Trademark today. Yep.
Okay. So that's in the DJ book of words.
That's it. I wrote my own book.
Ironical.
Mm-hmm. Ironical.
Yeah.
Right next to Nicolations.
Aye. Adams' case and other Trump moves threaten to open corruption floodgates, experts say.
Experts.
Who are these experts?
Experts on corruption.
Experts.
Yeah. On corruption.
That's
Let's
right.
talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
This is MSNBC article. It says, in a series of unprecedented actions, that's right, President Donald Trump and his deputies have scaled back or eliminated the government's tools to ferret out, prosecute corruption, including efforts by foreign actors to interfere in American politics, experts and former officials say. The administration's actions, which come after years of mostly bipartisan support for an anti-corruption agenda, have shocked former prosecutors and anti-corruption advocacy groups. They say the administration's approach threatens to open the floodgates to a surge in corruption in the United States and beyond. Quote, in his first weeks in office, Donald Trump has taken unprecedented action to invite corruption in the federal government and to undermine the guardrails meant to protect against it. Said a former federal corruption prosecutor, Noah Bookbinder. That's a weird last name. But yeah, Noah Bookbinder, the president of Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, a nonprofit organization that says it works to expose corruption by government officials. Quote, this is beyond troubling. It is an emergency, he added. Now, of course, they're talking about this quid pro quo bullshit that, allegedly they're trying to say happened, which did not happen. There's no evidence to suggest that at all. Eric Adams has actually, he started to blow the whistle a little bit on the immigration bullshit and how his hand was being forced in New York to take in these illegal migrants and use taxpayer dollars to house them and keep them and shelter them. And, that's been coming out. But they're trying to go on this. But I just think it's interesting, Noah Bookbinder. I got a question for you, buddy. Where were you, when the president pardoned his own son, Hunter Biden, even though he said he wouldn't do it for all the charges and illegal activities that, were proven that Hunter did? Where were you at mentioning that corruption or the hours before his, term was up? Biden pardoned his entire fucking family minutes before he left office. Where were you at on the corruption with that? With all the proof that we have literal pictures. There's tax evidence. There's plenty of evidence. I looked through your Noah bookbinder. I didn't see any commentary on any of this at all.
Well, I mean, he's an expert on corruption. Clearly, there was no corruption.
Clearly, no corruption.
Yeah, clearly.
Now, there's an interesting thing that's happening in New York City.
How do you become an expert on corruption without being corrupt?
Takes one to know one.
That's right. No shit, man. And by the way, if you guys are all such experts on corruption, how come nothing's ever changed? It sounds like maybe you're the motherfuckers that have the secret formulas on how this shit actually happened.
It's interesting.
Bro, you know what this is all about. I mean, let's be real, bro.
It's a farce.
Dude, it's a big room of a bunch of fucking elite fuckfaces who all know what's happening, but they're all benefiting, so no one says shit.
Well, bro, here's the conversation. I'm seeing this starting to go up on social too. And it's a tough comment because, we're at a point now, okay, all this stuff's being exposed. And it's been going on for a long time, right? Why haven't more Republicans come out to say it?
Because a lot of those dudes are on the same fucking deal.
Listen, that is a conversation that I think more people
Dude, listen, we got to stop thinking of like this. We have to stop thinking left, right, black, white, gay, straight. All of this shit is designed to create frustration, confusion, and division so that these people can steal. Okay? These people want to steal. They know that if we're fighting or we believe in these things that don't matter and aren't true, like I'm on this team or I'm on this team, we won't notice who's what and we'll blame the other side. Like, dude, look, man, these people are all friends. They act like they're not friends on television. They act like they hate each other. Now, there is a few that really hate each other. Yeah. But these motherfuckers play golf together, bro. They play softball together. These are
galas.
Yes.
On our money together.
Yes. And like real talk, like if I'm up there and I'm in the Senate or I'm in the Congress and I know that a dude's stealing trillions of dollars and my fucking grandma died in poverty because of bro, I'd be beating ass on the floor. I do hate these people. And we should all hate these people. Real talk, we don't hate the government.
Fuck, they hate us.
They hate us. We only hate half of them.
Right.
Because they're the other side.
They're the team.
Bro, listen, there's half a dozen people up there that are legit people. There might be 50.
Yeah.
Okay?
True patriots.
10%. True patriot. Yeah. The rest, bro, they're on a team with each other until it's very clear that they didn't take any money or they didn't know about it or they weren't in on the deal. But like, dude, all these dudes on the trading list, they're all criminals, man. And they will legit arrest us for even saying that they're criminals.
Dude, it's crazy. Now,
let me investigate this guy with the podcast because he said that they're fucking criminals. No, they are criminals.
Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Now, there's an interesting thing that's happened in New York, too, that kind of goes with this point here, Andy, is that in the days since this stuff has been coming out, there are now mass resignations from Eric Adams' administration. They spark chaos in New York City government. A bunch of people have 4 deputy mayors, they've all signed and signaled their intent to resign. It's all just coming out Monday morning when the show was being recorded. Deputy Mayor Maria Torres Springer, she's out. She effectively runs the government. Mayor for Health and Human Services, Ann Williams Eisen, she's out. Deputy Mayor for Operations, Mira Joshi, she's out. A lot of people are jumping ship. Now, it makes me wonder why. Why are they all leaving now? Wait, so you're trying to escape the corruption that you're alleging, or are you trying to escape the...
Here's my guess. Obviously, I don't know, but my guess is they probably think that Eric Adams is in deep shit. It's one of two things. They either think Eric Adams is in deep shit and they want to distance themselves so they don't get caught up in the fucking accountability. Mm-hmm. That could be one. Or Eric Adams, it could be the opposite. They think Eric sold them out, and so they're scared that they're going to get caught up in the shit and he's going to get free.
I think it's that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those two.
I think it's that, man.
Eric Adams seems, as much as I haven't liked a lot of the stuff that he's done, he does not seem like he's in on the bullshit.
He doesn't seem unreasonable either.
No, he seems like he cares about New York. Maybe he has some Democrat ideals or liberal logic that doesn't add up. I don't know. But from what I've seen of him, and this goes back to when he got elected, dude. Do you remember him? Like those people, he basically, you know, they were demanding him do shit, and he was like, I'm not fucking doing any of that. Yeah. I don't know. He seems to think for himself, and that's more than we can say for most of these people.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I have a belief that is that, and he's about to fucking get them all.
Blow the whistle.
He's about to get them all.
Yeah.
You know, he's about to get them all. Because, you know, what we've seen and what we know to be a common denominator along these situations is like they're going to, you know, accuse you of doing exactly what they've been doing, accuse you of being exactly what they are. And I think the shit's getting wrapped up now.
Yeah.
And, you know, yeah, you can run, you know, but we see you.
Well, there's too many people in on this, on the discovery of the corruption now. Like, remember, last term that Trump was in, it was very much so Trump and only Trump, you know, and the people around him sort of handled him, like, you know, Mike Pence and what's his face, Bill Barr and, you know, Pompeo and all these guys around him. You know, they get rid of Bannon, who's the only real guy there. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they fucking can surround him with all these corrupt fucker, you know, company men, so to speak. And you know, and you know, when Donald is probably sitting there saying, you know, hey man, I think they're doing this, they're probably like, no, we already looked into that. This is actually what it is. And I'm sure they have good stories, you know, and I'm sure he's smart enough to recognize in that first term that, you know, what he was up against and what it appears to me is, you know, I actually think the last 4 years needed to happen for people to really understand how bad shit could be and where it was going. Because if he had got elected in 2020, people would have just kept hammering him. We wouldn't be here to where this stuff's being exposed. So by having these two dumbasses the last 4 years, which, you know, has caused a lot of damage, and people who have had their livelihoods literally ruined probably feel differently than what I feel, because, as you know, business has been different the last 4 years, and a lot of people have suffered. But if we had not had that, the exposure that's happening now wouldn't have happened. And I believe that Trump and his team have strategically, for the last few years, figured out a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of what needed to be done to get this shit exposed this time for real.
And the order needs to be done.
And it seems like it's happening at a very fast rate. There's no way they're just shooting from the hip here.
No, it's calculated as fuck.
The one thing that I do think, you know, that we haven't heard yet, but, you know, why are we sending, you know, what about this money that we're sending to Israel? Why are we doing that at all? Why are we sending money? And by the way, it doesn't have to just be Israel. It could be any country. Why are we sending money to any other country besides our own people? Why are we, the American citizens, the only people in the world that are required to work and then take a percentage, a large percentage of our income and have it spent around the world on other countries and their governments and their people? It just doesn't make any sense, bro.
No.
Unless they called their friends over in these other countries and they said, hey, Bibi, I'm going to send you this for this, but you only buy 2 of these when you're supposed to buy 1,000 of them, and you keep the rest, send us half back, right? That's the shit that's going on. It's all fucking scam on how these kings and queens, because that's what they are.
Princes and princesses.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can get their hands on our shit.
Yeah.
And bro, we have the power. They don't have the fucking power. They don't have it.
Never have, man. Never have. Guys, jump in on this conversation. Let us know down in the comments what you guys think. With that being said, let's get to our third and final headline. We got headline number 3. All right. Mainstream media time. CBS, man, they are in the limelight. Enters the show CBS. Let's check this out. 60 Minutes caught in another major lie. Distraught victim is actually Samantha Power's former speechwriter. Entire segment a complete scam. Now, what are they talking about here? Okay. So 60 Minutes was caught in another completely fabricated report on Sunday night. Their lies are becoming sloppy. So the first big lie we were talking about a few episodes ago, this had to deal with Kamala Harris's interview and how it was edited, and they tried to prop her up and make her sound better, taking sound bites and answers from this question, moving it to this question. Now they're just putting complete actors in. Complete actors. 60 Minutes has aired a segment about a sad young mother, Christina Dreyer, who was allegedly, quote unquote, fired from USAID in Washington, D.C. this month. But this was a complete lie. Christina Dreyer does not work for USAID. She works for XLA and Jefferson Partners, a company that provides speech writing services for USAID. She's a contractor, not even an actual employee. Let's check this out.
People are really scared. I think that, 12 days ago, people knew where their next paycheck was coming from. They knew how they were going to pay for their kids' daycare, their medical bills, and then all gone overnight.
All gone overnight for Christina Dreyer and Adam Dubard, fired this month in the chaotic shutdown of foreign aid distributed by the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID. More than 8,000 USAID employees were sent home by the administration.
They're not looking for competency. They're not looking for if you're good at your job. They're looking for pure loyalty tests. And if you don't give it, you will be punished.
And they had to leave the building. And these are folks who had decades and decades of public service serving USAID across administrations, from, George Bush to Obama to the first Trump administration. And they were never able to walk back in the building again.
There was no process. No one explained to them why they were being relieved.
To my knowledge, they received an email, and then if they didn't leave the building, they were escorted out of the building.
Wait, it sounded almost like he was complaining that meritocracy wasn't involved in the process. That's interesting. But let's dive into this a little bit more. So, she was Samantha Power's speechwriter. Samantha Power was the former head of USAID. And again, she was hired in as a contractor on contract, not an actual federal government employee. But 60 Minutes tried to pass her off as somebody who actually was an actual federal employee, and she was not.
Not only that, they tried to pass her off as like a regular employee. This lady was writing the propaganda for the justification of this organization.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
Okay? I want to tie this together.
Yeah.
She was writing the messaging that justified the existence of the USAID, which we have now found out is a complete front for massive fraud and money laundering and kickbacks and theft from you and I.
Lady, you should be in jail.
That's right.
You should be in fucking jail.
So then 60 Minutes pulls her on the show and says she is an employee of USAID, which she is not. Okay? And then she pretends to be an employee of USAID, which she isn't. And then takes her quote-unquote speech writing and sells you a sob story on how she's getting screwed. That's insane.
Oh, it gets worse than that, because it wasn't just CBS. ABC caught her the day she was fired, quote unquote, right outside the building, actually. So just before the interview with CBS News and 60 Minutes, Christina Dreyer, the same woman, she was interviewed by ABC, and listen to what she confessed to having to do the day she was quote unquote fired. Check this out.
People are really scared, and they had to leave the building, and they were never able to walk back in the building again.
Doge was in the building. We took down our pride flags. I took out any books I felt would be incriminating. No one was talking. We heard they started taking transcripts automatically of all of our Google Meets. They unplugged the news in the little kitchen galleys. It didn't feel good. And then Saturday, all of the websites went down, and then I lost complete access to my computer.
What kind of incriminating books do you think she had in there?
Probably all of them. Yeah. Probably all of them.
Probably all of them.
That's why she's offering herself to try and solve this problem, thinking that no one's going to catch the fact that she's trying so hard to volunteer herself to be a how can I help this as much as possible type person. Only a moron would get interviewed twice by 2 different agencies within a week and tell 2 different stories. Like, you would at least think, like, fuck, I don't know. I gave that interview and I said this and this and
I
this.
was a contractor here.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm a full foot. Yeah. Fuck out of here. Now, 60 Minutes ain't done yet. We still got some more from 60 Minutes here. And JD Vance had to tear into them on this one. Now, this video, this interview is wild. I'm sure you've seen it. For those of you guys who haven't, check this out. So JD Vance, the headline reads, JD Vance tears into Orwellian free speech criminalization as 60 Minutes airs absurd hate speech segment. Did you catch this?
No.
Okay, so we got Vice President J.D. Vance. He continued his defense of free speech on Monday, criticizing German prosecutors, explaining their efforts to crack down on free speech in Germany. CBS, again, they featured a sympathetic look at the German government efforts to crack down on hate speech in an episode of 60 Minutes that aired on Sunday. German prosecutors explained to the reporter how surprised German citizens were when they were arrested for posting offensive content online, but said it was necessary. Of course, J.D. Vance disagreed. Let's check this clip out.
I love how they all laughed about taking someone's phone.
We know Schnitzel. It's good. Did we take your phone? And it's...
Well,
wow.
Yeah, man.
Wow. Well, J.D. Vance clapped in on this. He said, quote, insulting someone is not a crime, and criminalizing speech is going to put real strain on European-U.S. relationships. This is Orwellian, and everyone in Europe and the United States must reject this lunacy. Because we just covered his speech. He just told them, like,
he told them right to their face, you're a bunch of commie shitbags.
And then CBS wants to do this.
Yeah. Well, that's because they are commie shitbags.
Well, not just that, dude. Like, here's my issue with all of this. The German government is focused on people insulting people online and reposting lies, is what they call it. Okay, well, I'm under the belief that the country of Germany, just like United States, like, we got other shit we should be focused on and be more concerned with. Let's dive in on Germany a little bit. Violent crime. In 2023, over 214,000 violent crimes were recorded. That's an 8.6% increase from the last year. Specific violent crime, you got dangerous and serious bodily harm. That's up almost 7%. Intentional simple body harms up 7%. Homicides are up 2%. Sexual crimes are up 2.5%. With foreigners making up about 37% of the suspects.
Homicides increased by 2.1%, with foreigners comprising 41.6% of the suspects.
Gang rapes.
So people that shouldn't even be there are committing half of the murders.
Yeah, gang rapes. Okay, they're up. There's almost 2 per day. 2 gang rapes per day in Germany. Okay.
With 50% being foreigners.
Knife crimes, they're up almost 10%.
Tripling since 2020.
You got theft related. Home burglaries are up almost 20%. Car thefts are up almost 18%.
Yeah, and I bet you this. I bet you if the German men stand up and stop this shit, they put them in jail.
Oh, yeah. But you can't even talk about it online.
Yeah.
To say that, hey.
That's racist.
41% of the people committing these gang rapes are from African or Afghan nations. You're going to have prosecutors and police doing search warrants and taking your smartphone for something.
So they're arresting people for reporting data. Actual factual data.
Yeah. Because truth is insulting, Andy. Truth is insulting.
They need a revolution over there, bro. Like, you motherfuckers need to rise the up.
Bro, find your Wiener Schnitzels and get the going, bro. Good Lord. I mean, it's bad,
what
man. It's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad, man. I don't know. What else you got on this, Andy?
Every single politician, every single government official, every single non-government official that is complicit in stealing our tax dollars is committing treason against the American people and should be punished to the maximum extent of our ability to punish people. And if it were up to me, that would be impaling them on the White House lawn and leaving their rotting corpses for the next year so that everybody remembers what happens to people that with the American people. That's what I think. That's what I got. You asked me what I got, that's what I got.
I like it. Guys, you tell us what you got down in the comments.
I'll tell you what I don't got.
What don't you got?
Is continuing to go on exactly like we have been and pretending that this isn't happening and let them ruin our lives and financially oppress us and, divide us and hurt us and create, a lesser standard of living and opportunity that we deserve in this country. The amount of damage that has been done by these people culturally is insane. All of this division, all of this frustration, all of these marches and protests and all of this shit. Most people, dude, that are out here, they just want to get along, dude. They want to make some money. They don't want to be with. They want to live free. They want to have a safe street. They want the police to show up when they fucking call them. They don't want the government to harass them and take half of their shit. Like, we all want the same thing, bro. This idea that we all hate each other and all, we talk about this all the time. It's not reality in the real world. In the real world, people are good. All these boogeymen, these people create with our own money and use against us, bro. And when I say boogeyman, I don't mean I mean all of these fears, all of these things that they tell us.
Monsters under the bed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, it's all bullshit. Most people want the same thing. Most people are good, and we have to, the fact that these people have taken our money and used it to make us believe that that's not the case. Dude, that's like, it's unforgivable, man. I'm sorry. It just is. It's unfucking forgivable.
Yeah, man. Guys, jump down in the comments and let us know what you guys think, man. With that being said, let's get to our final segment of the show.
Yeah.
We got thumbs up or dumb as fuck. That's where we bring a headline in. We talk about it and get one of those two options. So let's go to Florida. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Been a minute since we've been to Florida. Our thumbs up or dumb as fuck headline reads, Florida woman accused of attacking man with gardening tool after he canceled plans with her. Police.
Seems reasonable.
Polk County jail records show Melanie Davis, who's 47, has been charged with battery multiple times over the past 28 years. A Florida woman is behind bars after she allegedly attacked a man with a garden hoe for canceling plans with her. The Polk County Sheriff's Office said Melanie Davis, 47, that's this lady right here.
She's a beauty.
Said that she had plans to hang out.
Bro, that looks like a fucking man.
Well, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised because, listen, I got a picture of her younger. Not that bad.
Well, I mean, that's clear. That's what alcohol and fucking cigarettes and fucking meth and hard living does to you, dude.
Cowboy
no,
killers.
for real, bro.
Yeah, man.
Like, dude,
it ain't good.
If you live hard, dude, you know how many people I know that I knew when I was young that were like very attractive people that are now they look 60.
Mm-hmm.
They don't
She
look.
looks 60.
Yeah, she looks 60.
She's 47.
Yeah, she looks 65.
Yeah. Yeah, not a day over 68 for sure. Yeah, she said that she had plans to hang out with a man last week when he canceled on her. Upset by his decision, Davis allegedly went to his home in Frostproof, Florida around 3 a.m. on Tuesday and began yelling at him outside. And then the altercation escalated when Davis climbed a fence to his property, pushed through a door, and began punching him, investigators said. At some point, she grabbed a gardening tool and hit him with it, which caused a serious cut on his arm. The man was taken to the hospital while Davis was taken to jail. She's charged with armed burglary, with battery, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, simple battery, and criminal mischief. Now, she has a long history dating back to 1997 when she was charged with battery at just 19 years old. It's her 19.
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't even look like the same person.
Not bad.
Well, I mean, bro, that is what not eating right, not working out, alcohol and drugs does to people.
Yeah. And apparently Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, bro,
throw it in there.
Yeah, that doesn't even resemble the same person.
No, bro.
Like, not at all.
She doesn't look the same at all.
That's sad, dude.
Fuck.
I mean, don't do fucking drugs. Don't drink 4 nights a week, 5 nights a week, 7 nights a week for 30 years. You know what I mean?
Fuck.
Yeah.
Was the guy right to cancel his plans?
I would say honestly, like real talk, I was thinking this while you were showing it. It's like, you know, he's kind of lucky this happened to him, bro, because think of the damage someone like this could do if you like let him into your life.
He would
You know what I'm saying?
Type of hoe.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Legit. But like, dude, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
Like sometimes, you know, these bad things are kind of like a blessing.
It's a blessing.
It could have been way worse, dude. You could have like, she could have been not able to control her fucking crazy and like fooled you. And then, I mean, some of you fellas know where I'm going with this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, she fooled you for about 6-7 months and all of a sudden, some other things started happening and then some other things started happening. All of a sudden you're like, where did this crazy bitch come from?
Right.
Yeah. Like, bro, that's,
You swipe right.
at least she's authentic.
Yeah, that's true. She's true to self.
Yeah.
She's true to self, man. Yeah, well, I mean,
She looked fucked up back then too, bro. She looked mean.
Well, she looked, but it was there. I think it was there.
Oh yeah.
It was there.
Yeah. You could see
She's got crazy eyes.
Yeah. Dude.
That's what it is.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what it is. Yeah, it was there. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, dude, you know, I mean, dude, look, how many violent crimes are we going to tolerate in New America? Like if you've committed violence, how many times until you go in the wood chipper?
Ooh.
I mean, it depends, right? Like if you murder or rape, it's instant.
Instant, get in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Twerking
like
next to it, get in there.
Yeah, but what if you've done like, what if you're one of these repeat offenders that beats people with shit that, you know, has done that 5-6 times in their life?
Get in there.
Yeah. What's the limit? Twice? You
Yeah,
did
I
it
think
twice?
2 times for
You
sure.
know?
Yeah. You fool me once, shame on.
Yeah, you go to jail both times, but like, dude, you do a third time, you're in the wood chipper.
Yeah, I'm with it.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Listen, and we're talking violence with weapons. Like, I don't think fist fight violence, like that should be allowed.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's allowed in hockey, bro. Like,
We
for
just
real.
did it to
We just cheered
Canada.
it. Like, dude, the whole hierarchy of men would be completely different right now if, you know, somewhere along the line it wasn't made to be illegal to fucking check people in a fist fight. Fist fighting amongst men has been a way of solving problems and earning respect and male bonding for thousands of years. And honestly, the people I'm the closest with in my life are people that I've had multiple fist fights with. I've fought my brother. I've fought Chris, right? Like, and then afterwards, we don't hurt each other, but then afterwards, there's more respect, right? And that's missing in the world. And so I'm of the opinion that fist fighting amongst men without weapons should be allowed. Period.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with it. I mean, Texas has that mutual combat law. Bring it everywhere.
Should be allowed.
Should be allowed.
You should be unafraid as a man to stand up for what is right with your fists versus another man without the fear of going to jail for assault. That one law really fucks culture. It really does.
Imagine if that shit was going tomorrow.
No, hold on, bro. It really fucks culture because now you got these little fucking kids that are 17, 18, 19. They got the phones out all the time. They do all this. They do whatever the fuck they want. They walk up and prank people. And, you know, like, bro, I saw one the other day where a dude went up and like hit on this dude's wife right in front of him. It's like, bro, like that guy that guy should be able to beat your ass without any repercussions whatsoever.
Yeah, because now knowing that there's consequences of you getting your ass beat and that dude ain't going to jail for doing it.
Yeah.
It's going to make you think
That's
twice.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
It's
like,
going to make you think twice.
It's a correct, like, look, man, like, you know, I don't want to sound like the old dude that like walked uphill and the snow both ways, but like, dude, when I was in high school and even college, man, like if you had a fucking issue with someone, you fucking duked it out, bro. And that was that. Like, you didn't go talking shit. Like, I didn't go up to a bunch of dudes and talk mad shit because I'm like, well, fuck, there's 4 of them. There's 1 of me. I might get my ass beat. So I might as well just be nice. You know, like it's just a common sense.
What's up, guys? My name's Andy. What you drinking there?
Yeah. And, you know, I don't know, man. The world was a better place and a safer place and a more respectable place with a better culture when men fought without the fear of being arrested. That's the truth.
I like it.
Now weapons.
Yeah, no weapons.
Fucking fists.
Yeah, use your fist, man. That's the only weapon you need.
And I know that there's people And like, you know, like for example, there's people that go to jail because they got in a fist fight and the guy accidentally died because he fell down and hit his head.
Right.
To me, that's, if they were mutually fighting, I don't think that guy should go to jail for that.
No.
That's an accident of the situation. Now, if he picked up a rock and hit the dude in the fucking head and he died, that's different.
It's different.
I don't know.
Keep going when the dude's knocked out.
Yeah,
it's different.
right. Yeah,
it's different.
Yeah, I just think there's.
That's my rule, bro. You knock me out, leave me the fuck alone.
I think that,
because if I get back up, I'm killing you.
Listen, man. Look, dude. When I was younger and if someone got knocked out, the fight was over. Not only was the fight over, you try to help the dude.
Yeah, you check them out. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It's too much fucking pussy shit these days, man.
Yeah. Well, what we got on this hoe? I mean, Melanie, not the garden tool.
Yeah, I say toss her in the wood chipper.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's a repeat offender. She's got anger problems. It doesn't look like she's doing any good in the world, you know, and she's out here trying to like, I mean, do what? What are you doing? What are you bringing? You're not funny. You're not attractive. You're not contributing. You're a fucking drag on society. That's just the truth.
You're climbing fences at 3 a.m.
That's what I'm saying. You've probably been on Cops a couple times.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Cops Florida. Right? Like, dude, and here's the other thing. Like that we got all these fucking cops out here that end up getting killed or stabbed or hurt because of people like this.
You got to deal with her.
Like, bro, these people. You know what I'm saying? Like, all this shit.
I'm with it, man.
Like, dude, these dudes making $60,000 a year to go out and deal with this beast. Like, bro, get rid of her. You know?
Oh, shit. Oh, damn, we got to go deal with Melanie again.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah. Like, I mean, look, dude, if you get the cops called on you 110 times and it was never your fault, you're probably the problem and should be removed from the situation. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, like we shouldn't tolerate things like that. What?
Nope. Guys, 80. That is all I got.
You know what? Look, if you get caught, the cops call on you 111 times. What's the right number, man? What's the right number?
They didn't learn the lesson after 109. Like, I mean,
yeah. Fuck, dude.
Yep.
All right.
Guys, 80. That's all I got.
All right. Don't be a hoe.
Share the show.